The 1.1 mini TightRope technique can be performed using a single 1.1 millimeter hole using the following technique. This can be done easily by linking the two tails of the mini TightRope together in the following manner. Take one of the tails approximately 2 to 3 inches from the end and wrap it over one finger. You can take the guide wire that comes in the kit and pass it through the center of this tail. At this point, the other tail can be placed in the nitinol loop at the end of the guide wire. And pass through the original tail. You can see you are left with a X-type link of the original mini TightRope. The 1.1 millimeter guide wire is then passed in the normal fashion from the second metatarsal into the first metatarsal, taking care to place the guide wire in the central aspect of the second metatarsal. Once it is passed through both metatarsals, all the way through, so the graduated portion is through the first metatarsal, you are ready to pass the mini TightRope. The mini TightRope is then taken, and the portion of the tail that the hole was made in, or the first tail, is taken and placed through the nitinol loop, and then passed through the first and second metatarsals. At this point, a hemostat or any type of grasping device can be used to grasp the original tail, and the entire mini TightRope can be passed through the 1.1 millimeter hole. Once the fiber wire is passed through the first metatarsal, the linked portion of the tails can then be separated, and the oblong button will then be threaded on to these two tails. Once the oblong button is threaded on to the two tails of the fiber wire, the button is then placed onto the medial aspect of the first metatarsal. The intermetatarsal angle is then reduced, and 4 or 5 square knots will be thrown to secure your reduction. Alternatively, if the surgeon prefers the knot of the mini TightRope on the lateral aspect of the second metatarsal, a 2.0 fiber wire can be placed through the nitinol loop and used as a suture passer for the mini TightRope in the following manner. The loop is passed through the first and second metatarsals, taking care to leave the tails on the lateral aspect to be able to pull the mini TightRope back through. At this time, the original tail that the one part of the mini TightRope was passed through will be placed in the loop of the 2.0 fiber wire to be used as a suture passer, and this tail will be passed through from medial to lateral. And once again, using a hemostat or other grasping device, the mini TightRope can be pulled through a single 1.1 millimeter hole. Once the fiber wire is passed through the single 1.1 millimeter hole, the second oblong button is threaded through both tails, and 4 or 5 square knots are placed in a secure fashion with the intermetatarsal angle reduced. You can also cut the tails long if you want, which will allow you to lay the knot down in a manner to hide the knot in soft tissues if you care to hide the knot.